Oh, I had to make sure I recorded this video. So, the governments, right? You know, no, let me talk about it. The chief cornerstone going to smash the statue of his feet in iron and clay one day. And the governments may just be causing it to come earlier. Let me just say something. Governments, they use individuals that see the future. Said the commander of the armies of the Lord Jesus Christ. They have technology that they see into the future. I've seen the military equipment, said the commander of the armies of the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm not so ignorant, hopefully. But you know what? It's like, you know why they persecuted the prophets and things back in the day? Because it's not like, if you know what the 1 Corinthians 12 gifts are, and then, first of all gifts come from Lord Jesus Christ anyway. Let me just say that. All spiritual gifts. And my 1 Corinthians 15, my body's been raised back in power. So let me just say this. The governments that look into the future and they say, hey, we see Keon Leonard Archie Jackson destroying the whole planet and telling it to come back together. But yet, what they don't realize is that they've had hate practices that have been in practice for generations upon individuals of skin color and of believers in Lord Jesus Christ, as if I knew it. And so then, when the governments harm me, even though I'm just going about my day, they've been harming me from when I was a child to a man. And so, does that now make sense? You can't just look into the future and then blame somebody for something, unless without information of knowledge called facts. The governments think that I'm trying to put out my star, but the governments have been trying to shoot me to the head with a military tank before that causes my star to get brighter. So who's the one at fault? I'm going to start the apocalypse one of these days, and they could really blame me. Because ain't no who's at fault, they's at fault, this at fault. Start the apocalypse. And everyone could go to their final eternal destinations. And I could say, I'm in peace forever. It's my fault. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired not to be compared to it. Proverbs 8:11. You know the government. You know the government persecuted me, right? They threw Michael the Archangel in a shark infested water before and drowned me with a weight tied around me. The government is wild. The government trying to pretend that Michael the Archangel isn't an authority is absurd and ridiculous, with their real fake government cover up to shot me to the head with a military tank before, just to actually have a real cover up of craziness. Even though all authorities know that I'm authority, I point hierarchy of lordship of authorities under the authority of Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord, most highest in authority. Lord of all authorities and of all universes and galaxies and realms. I put classroom places in each authoritative place. A lesser in authorities pretending to the subjects of Michael the Archangel is not an authority is ridiculous. It's called lawlessness. And then the spirit of the lawless one starts to reign, said the restrainer that's appointed over chaos that creates order. I am a spirit of the Lord, of wisdom of Solomon 115, for righteousness is more. The government, I'm going to make sure by me kings reign and princes decree justice. By me princes rule and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. The governments, militaries, under my authority of Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of armies, that lesser in authorities are likened unto commanders of administrations of forces. I have forces on forces on forces. 1 galaxy of forces, 2 galaxy of forces, 3 trillion galaxies of forces more. The militaries of the United Nations is not going to help those of 1 Enoch chapter 62 and 1 Enoch chapter 63 of Wisdom of Solomon 115. For righteousness is immortal. Understand. This is John 5:19 ordinance of Proverbs 9:1, of John 14:6, of the last two holy verses of Proverbs 8, is it of Matthew 24:35, of wisdom of Solomon 1:15, for righteousness is mortal. And so when lesser authorities try and get their subjects to beat and rape and kill Michael the Archangel, that is a real spirit appointed over chaos that creates order within all the hierarchy of lordship of galaxies and realms and universe and dimensions. What's that called? When a runaway military soldier to a military likened unto a lesser in authority to the only hierarchy of lordship of authorities. Lesser in authorities pretending that I'm not an authority does not suffice. Like a police officer pulling someone over and they say, I just don't want to believe you're an authority. It doesn't suffice. I put authority places in all classrooms of authorities. I even have a headquarter classroom for authorities. I have it organized, said the restrainer, pointing over chaos, created order. Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of the universe. I have a real hierarchy of lordship under my authority. Authorities are based off worthiness, not based off of anything else that I appoint. Authorities are based off worthiness. So here's the thing. Authorities aren't given authority based off anything else but worthiness. Like a driver is not just handed a driver's license for hopping in the car. Lesser in authorities trying to pretend that Michael the Archangel is not an authority to their subjects does not suffice. They're going to understand there's judgment in high places and by mean kings reign and princes decree justice. By mean princes rule nobles, even all the judges of the earth. The governments are going to understand Chief Cornerstone going to smash the statue with his feet of iron and clay. Because the governments, what they doing, they're going to understand that 1 Enoch chapter 62 and 1 Enoch chapter 63 of the book of Enoch, of wisdom of Solomon 1:15, for righteousness is immortal. The government's basically creating lawlessness. And the spirit of the lawless one going to reign from the heavens to the earth under my authority. Why? Because what is it called when less than authority? Beat and rape and kill. They hire an authority through their subjects that pretend that Michael the Archangel is not an authority. You call that lawlessness. And then the spirit of the lawless one starts to reign. And then everyone going to understand in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And after that, you ever heard that saying? If anyone wants to be wise, let him become a fool. You're going to understand the universe is never going to treat me as if I'm not an authority ever the fuck again. Wisdom of Solomon 1:15. For righteousness is immortal. You ever seen? I'm sure that I made that lava under the earth there for a reason. You ever seen, like, you ever seen my holy children get killed, to come back to life, just get killed? I promise after the lawless one, the whole universe never gonna treat me as if I'm not an authority ever again, said Michael the Archangel, the guardian of guardians. I made that lava under the earth for a reason. Everyone's gonna believe that Jesus Christ is an authority called the Lord. He said, the angel of the Lord, I am an authority. Individuals' body structures, the atomic structure that God used to know where to chastise someone exactly. It changes. When with that Am of John 5:19 ordinance of Proverbs 9:1 of the last two holy verses of Proverbs 8 from John 14:6. And so when lesser authorities start hating me, meaning what is hating my spirit of the Lord? It's called when they don't want me to reign over them. It messes with Lord Jesus Christ. Will that comes on earth as it is in heaven, and messes, causes lawlessness within the heavens to the earth. That 1 Enoch chapter 62 and 1 Enoch chapter 63 is the relief to my universe. Of wisdom of Solomon 1:15, for righteousness is immortal. What is loving or hating a spirit of the aspect of themselves, right? It's deep. Lord Jesus Christ, the spirit of truth. I'm sure that he loves individuals and respects that when true facts are spoken. and hates when lies are spoken. You got to understand the spirit. I am the spirit of the Lord. So when it comes to John 14:6, over John 5:19, ordinance of Proverbs 9:1, like the last two holy verses of Proverbs 8, you got to understand, lesser in authorities, if they hate me, they hate me. And then they cause what? Lawlessness. According to what I had mentioned, I am the spirit of the Lord. If individuals don't want me to reign over them, that's called they hate me, my spirit. And best believe authorities have it worse, as authorities affect their subjects. That's just a part of reality. I am a spirit. I've been my spiritual body. Reality is reality. And everyone lives in reality, not just me. All authorities know that I'm an authority. Authority is based on worthiness. Like drivers aren't just handing the driver's license for hopping in the car. I promise I don't need to tell an authority common sense that they know that I'm an authority. So when I shake the sky, or when Enoch 62 and Enoch 63 happened, I've already been to that time before. Before I had my birth of August 14, 1995, said the commander of the armies, the Lord Jesus Christ. I also already been blew my seventh trumpet. I'm making sure revelation happened. I already have my works of faith to make sure it happened. I'm not playing around. I said I am an authority. And when I shake the sky, authorities are gonna know extra clear I am an authority. That they already know that I'm an authority. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to speak like that. Authorities know that I'm an authority. I know I'm an authority. Authorities know I'm an authority. I don't need to speak like that. I promise authorities have common sense. As if like drivers are handed a driver's license for hopping in the car. You know what? Wisdom of Solomon 1:15, for righteousness is mortal. I promise the Holy Bible happened already. After the first 7 days. After the first 7 days of heaven. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired, and nothing we compare to it. 1 + 1 = 2. Wisdom of Solomon 1:15, for righteousness is mortal. I mean, time relative. Time is relative. 1,000 days, 1,000 years is to a day. That's how I measured the heavens, to make sure I kept time of the heavens. Individuals from heaven looking down on earth as if things are moving faster. I'm not playing around. I get calculative. My will accomplished. Whether anyone believes me or not, I said I reign. Everyone looking down from heaven, from the highest heaven, if they see individuals moving faster, but it's like time is relative. They moving in accordance to the same speed. And when I measured the heavens to the earth, 1,000 years is to a day, not 2,805 to a day. I could have made it a random calculation, but to keep in such in sync of time that I would want it measured, that time is nothing but the counting of measurements. Time is nothing but the counting of measurements of when events happen. I made sure I ripped one right into your militaries, into everything, everyone. I said, I am an authority. You understand me? I am an authority. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be decided not to be compared to it. The Holy Bible happened after the first 7 days of heaven. Individuals been in heaven talking about the Holy Bible happened. It's dangerous for individuals just to fly down here and see that, is the Holy Bible still happening? What's happening? They may say, what's happening? You know why? You know why? Because ignorance is nothing but a lack of information is dangerous. I said the Holy Bible been happening after the 7 days of heaven. Of wisdom of Solomon 1:15. For righteousness is mortal. I'm as confident as I reign as 1 + 1 = 2. Wisdom of Solomon 1:15. For righteousness is mortal.